So the way that you really want to protect yourself as an investor, the ultimate way is to own nothing and control everything. And the way you do that in real estate is through debt. Let me give you an example. Let's take one of the most common type of scenarios. Someone wants to own a multifamily property, and we'll call it a four family, a fourplex, and they're getting income, $1,000 a unit, $4,000 of income every month. And typically they go out to the bank to get a loan in order to complete that acquisition, right? So they get $4,000 a month in, and let's say their bank payment is $3,000 a month. And that's usually how people are taught how to positively cash flow. There's your passive income because you're making $1,000 a month passively, which is all bullshit anyway, because it's not passive, because you still have liability. So there's a big misnomer there, but I digress back to this. So I look at it as that there's a partnership there. There's the landlord, who's the manager of the asset, and there's the bank, who is the money partner. And the relationship goes, as I said, it starts off with the bank gets paid, it's $3,000 a month, and the landlord has to go and collect rent in order to pay the bank. But if two of the units go vacant and the payment to the bank is short from the part of the landlord, then the landlord's got to make up the difference. The bank doesn't care that the unit's gone vacant. He wants his $3,000. If a storm comes by and a tree on the property falls over and knocks the roof off and does damage to the property, the bank doesn't care. The bank wants his $3,000. Who's got to pay for the repairs is the landlord. Hopefully he has insurance and the insurance will pay, but there's a lot of activity has to go in with the insurance company, filing claims and with adjusters and all sorts of activity that has to go on. The bank doesn't have to deal with any of that. What happened if there's a lawsuit against the landlord for whatever reason, and now he has this asset and they want to attach their judgment to the asset? The landlord has to protect its own asset, and the bank doesn't care. The bank gets its $3,000. And what happens if the landlord doesn't make the payment to the bank? The bank says, okay, you're a deadbeat in this relationship, and I'm going to take back that property since you're not paying me my $3,000. And the bank will go ahead and foreclose, take back the property, and then resell it to another operator who will be a better steward of the property and get the bank its money. So on which side of the equation here is the liability lie? It lies on the side of the landlord. The landlord has all the liability, has to take care of all the activity, maintenance, and make sure the bank gets paid. In a sense, the landlord becomes a servant to its master, the bank. And so the bank really controls that property without owning it. If a lawsuit comes on the property, the bank doesn't get sued. If a storm comes along and expenses come in, the bank doesn't pay it. But the bank does get the benefit of the appreciation because it becomes more secure asset. And if it ever forecloses, it takes back an asset that is appreciated in value. So the bank gains the upside of appreciation with none of the downside of liability. And that's what it means to own nothing and control everything. And by owning the debt, that gives you the ability to do exactly that. Being the bank is the better position in real estate, and anybody can be the bank.